Hey, I thought I was done for the day. I guess I'm not. I was prompted. Share more. The name of this the name of this video is called Clearing the Resistance. Clearing the resistance in the morphogenetic field structure so the neurotransmitter speed of the communication is immediate. Immediate. That's not cell phone communication. That's neurotransmitter communication. Big difference. Neurotransmitters in our heart are not held captive by parasitic technology. Wow, how you doing? I'm doing a video. Good to see you, buddy. Love you. Have a great day. This is a gentleman that comes by here usually every morning. He goes for a walk. And he's become a great friend of mine. He's aware. He's very awake. And this is the beauty of the communication. We're communicating with everybody what it is we know that we're experiencing and why we're experiencing what we're experiencing at the moment that we're experiencing it. Which means we're breaking through, busting through the 55 harmonic. Thank you, Patty Broussard. Thank you for all the light workers and light warriors that are here. We're speeding up the communication, blowing through all the resistance, because we're burning hotter fire in that plasma. That light is burning hotter. The communication is faster. We're spinning more data in the vortex. So when you're a teacher and a student, just like in any classroom, doesn't matter whether you're in kindergarten or you're going through your 6th PhD. You got any questions left you want to ask the cosmos? Or are you a know-it-all? Are you a know-it-all? No, man. I don't know anything. I only know what I'm experiencing in any given moment. That's it. But then I got another moment, and I'm experiencing the data or the information or the frequency or the communication in the next moment. So imagine everything is immediate. Real time. Now time. Love time. Hey, I'm experiencing love wherever I go. Wow. Really? Yeah. That's called being in a normal, natural state with nature. Now you're in alignment with nature. Now you're in alignment with the first law. Now you're in alignment with first law nations. First law star nations. Yeah, now we get to experience all the star nations. Yeah. Want to go on a spaceship? Want to navigate with the real Star Trekkers? Getting the message? What do you think President Trump said? We're going to have a space force. They've been around forever, too. Here's a plug for data. See, artificial intelligence isn't necessarily a bad thing. Depends on what its function is, huh? So what is it doing? What is it using its energy for? Now we're down to the use of energy, ain't we? What do you do with your energy? I love to tell stories because living spirit lives in those stories, huh? So when you know that your stories go on forever, you only got so much time in one of these things in which to communicate all the stories that exist and all the light that represents all the light in the cosmos. So that means that our stories are forever. So we can't just spit all those stories out at once, okay? Because it's just like bang, like that big bang of all those stories. All those stories represent what? Infinite creative imagination that is used to describe those stories that we all live in. So here's another question. I'll throw this out to 350 students say, who are taking a physics class, say at the, pick a university, University of Tokyo, Japan. Why does energy seek the path of least resistance? Least electrical resistance. What's the simplest answer? I think they call that Occam's razor, right? Well, if you're a light being or a light worker, what's the answer? Spread more light. Spread more love. Nourishment. Compassion. Empathy. So if you've ever watched a river or a creek or a brook, okay, then there is a function. Remember, we're back into functions. What is the function of water? And there's spirit in that water, isn't there? The purity of the spirit is the purity that is in that water. And the purity that is in that water that we drink, we can translate and measure as the spirit and the purity of our spirit based on the purity of the energy that we are experiencing. So when the purity of the spirit that is in that water, which is aware of itself, that is aware of the need to spread that water, then it is seeking the path of least resistance to spread as much of itself as it can, to provide the nourishment, the minerals that are required for the soil and the life that is going to grow on it. It's growing and providing water to seeds. Translate that as a soul that is in the womb of a goddess. The womb of a birth giver. When the soul comes in through the womb, we'll experience the purity of the spirit, the purity of the water in that girl. Isn't that true? How do I know that's true? Because I've experienced it. I've experienced the purity of not only my spirit, but the spirit of a birth giver. The birth giver of creation. The purity of her spirit. Which is why the purity of a spirit that is a birth giver is not going to contaminate you. Is not going to create a toxic discharge in which you're experiencing toxicity. Instead, we will experience the purity of her energy, which is the purity of her spirit. Welcome to the great spirit of Mother Earth. She provides for us everything that we need when we know that we already have everything that we need in spiritual and energetic waveform alignment with the goddess in this planet. When everything is immediate, when we're all communicating with each other at such a high speed through the morphogenetic field structure with her, we're in alignment with the waveform speed of communication through her. Imagine a Gaia motherboard. Click, click, click. Bang, bang, bang. There goes the light bulb. I always thought, which is one of the reasons that I always put her light bulb up, a lot of times on my Facebook page as, if you will, a symbolic message, an image. When you look at that light bulb, which is planet Earth, when you see nothing more than a solid white bulb, and you realize that I'm consciousness, I am aware of my consciousness, I'm aware of what it is that I am in living spirit, I'm in that light bulb. I'm in that light. That light is what we are aware of, the sum of our parts, who all communicate with each other. We are in a communication system with her. The conduits, the circuits upon which communication is taking place of everything that we're aware of, that we're experiencing in a now-time moment. So there are the things that I'm aware of, for example, in my projector, of the images that I'm experiencing are not the same images that I'm experiencing when I open my eyes and I look at everything around me on the visible light spectrum. So that's like running two live streams. The one that I'm aware of the images that I'm producing through my imagination, and then the ones that I'm experiencing that are here on the visible light spectrum, the inner and the outer. So you realize you have the capability to produce and manifest your own imagination into the reality. So now you're experiencing what you are able to project, all of the colors and the images through which are a projection and a reflection of the energy that we use to experience who we are, that we share with others. And we can measure that as a waveform speed that we spin through the vortex of our heart in relation to all the other vortexes that are spinning what they are, of what they are aware of, in which we are all connected through transmitters. So we are communicating the entire cosmos, which is a communication system of what we are all experiencing, wherever something is experiencing itself that is communicating itself to every other transmitter, where an antenna is picking up that signal. Now we're aware of what it is. Well, what are you? I am what love is. Hey, we are a reflection of each other. What are you manifesting? This is the world I live in. So imagine you get to go throughout the cosmos, the Milky Way galaxy, ride aboard a ship. So this is when we get into, well, yeah, but what if you're coming to invade my world and pillage and plunder my planet? You're not welcome to come here. That's the purpose of a classroom. That's why we're all here. That's why there are teachers in the classroom. That's why there are peacekeepers in the classroom. That's why there are healers in the classroom. So that we can bring an end to the electrical wars, which is Star Wars. So that we can all experience thriving relationships, not only within our own self, okay, that we experience, but everywhere that we go. Whether we move from one town to the next, from one state to the next, from one star system to the next, from one planet to the next, from one galaxy to the next, from one universe to the next. So imagine you get to experience forever, and all the stories that you have to tell to fill up as many bookshelves and as many libraries that go on forever, what all those stories are that we can tell each other, that represent what is held within the light in which all those stories exist. So I'll leave everybody in the cosmos to experience what that is, because that's what I just experienced, what I just described to everyone here. Have a great day. We love you all.